right, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Russo here, the voice of Upstate Professional Wrestling. And I am here at our new home, Total Sports Experience, 880 Elm Grove Road, Gates, New York. This Saturday night, March 14th, UPW presents March Meltdown, our annual tradition, highlighted by our main event for the UPW World Heavyweight Championship. Our current reigning and defending champion, Troy Cooper, celebrating a year with the belt, is challenged by Carter Taylor. Carter has had impressive showing after impressive showing here at UPW, has earned the opportunity. You saw the promo on social media. If anybody's ready to end that year reign, I think it's Carter. Will Troy continue his dominance that he's had in UPW for the last year? Or will he be unseated? And will March Meltdown bring a new era to Upstate Professional Wrestling? Don't forget, guys, we also have the return of the Dusty Taker Invitational, a 20-man over-the-top battle royal. Stars up and down the East Coast are descending upon UPW this Saturday. And there's gonna be some names that you don't expect. And I got a feeling in production this is where they're gonna point to me. Because yes, the voice of UPW, Nick Russo, will be in the Dusty Taker Invitational. Terrified? But there's actually going to be a whole lot of really good wrestlers too. I mean, Don Diego Lopez, Jake Payne, members of the Fractured Eclipse. You have a ton of talent. When we get to the final six, for those unfamiliar with the Dusty Taker, when we get to the final six, the rules shift. We go to a scramble match. First fall wins. Dusty Taker. And will be this year's Dusty Taker Invitational winner. The Legacy Championship will be on the line. The OG Big Dog, Victor Lord, our current champion, must turn back the challenge of the incomparable Latin Soldier. The high-flying icon, Shadowcat. The leader of the Fractured Eclipse. A man who has spent the greater part of the last 10 years building a legacy for himself in Milliman. 4 iconic names, 4 massive brands will converge, and one of them will leave March Meltdown Saturday night as our legacy champion. Our next contest is an interesting one. Mixed tag team action. Our UPW Women's Champion, the Unstoppable Spark, Ava Brooks, teams with, how do I put this? Possibly one of the most terrifying individuals I've ever met in my entire life, and had the, we'll call it honor, because frankly he scares the crap out of me, of interviewing in Lotto. Their opponents are the, I'm going to put this diplomatically correct, interesting pairing of Samson Alexander Esquire and his client, Deja. Now, these two have worked together and built some sort of alliance. Will that get them the advantage against the first-time teaming Ava Brooks and Lotto? Or will the heart and determination of our women's champion and the ungodly strength and just terrifying nature of Lotto be enough to get that victory Saturday night? Join us live to find out. Next up, we have one-on-one action. On one side of the ring, you have your new favorite wrestler, Kodiak, and his opponent, Dom Gotti. For those long-time UPW fans, you know one of the most iconic moments of 2025 was Kodiak literally putting Dom Gotti through the cage. That is not a metaphor. That is not hyperbole. He picked him up, tossed his ass through the cage. Like, cage broke, Dom Gotti went boom, everybody ran around scrambling, I jumped off headset, helped put the cage together. It was a giant thing. And now here we sit, one-on-one. Will Dom be able to settle the score for literally getting his backside tossed through a cage? Or will Kodiak have even worse in store for the Kingpin Saturday night? This next match, I'm not going to lie, is difficult for me to talk about. Two young men that I have a tremendous amount of love and respect for. One of my personal favorite calls that I've ever had the pleasure of doing in this job at UPW is when the Young Stallions won the UPW Tag Team Championship. You saw the promo. You saw the attack by Meaty Mike on Tyler Prince. At this point in the game, we still are kind of unclear why Meaty Mike did what he did. You heard the words, he felt that Ty had moved on. That Ty had moved on without him when Mikey got injured. I personally don't believe that to be the case. I personally hope that somehow a resolution can come of this and we can have the Young Stallions back. But hope's not a real thing right here. Because this Saturday night, 6:05, as UPW presents March Meltdown, the Young Stallions face off one-on-one. I don't know if either one of these young men will ever be the same coming out of this match. But I know in my heart this will be a moment in UPW history that we cannot miss. The UPW Tag Team Championship is going to be on the line. On one side of the ring, we have the Troublemakers. Glenn Spector, Kanan Christopher. Glenn Spector, again, for our longtime UPW fans, you know the history, you know the legacy, you know the lineage of Glenn Spector in UPW. The man who we credit for making it a World Heavyweight Championship defends the belt against 2/3 of American Strong Style, Matt Lawson and Wayne Westwood. The promo was made. The announcement's there. Not only will the UPW Tag Team Championship be on the line, the NWA JCP Southwest Tag Team titles, the NWA and UPW, two brands that have a history and a legacy together, come back together one night only when both belts will be on the line this Saturday night. Cover the card. It speaks for itself. We start 2026 with the absolute best that professional wrestling in Western New York has to offer. And I know you're saying to yourself, but what if I'm outside of the Gates area? What if I'm outside of the Rochester area and I'm watching this on social media and I just can't get to Gates Saturday night? What do? Russo's got you. Because for the first time through our incredible partnership with IWTV, this Saturday night, 6:05, we will be live on pay-per-view. Get your IWTV subscription. Join us this Saturday night live on pay-per-view or in-house, 880 Elm Grove Road, Gates, New York, as UPW presents March Meltdown. I am Nick Russo, the voice of UPW, and we will see you this Saturday night.